Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à Learn French by Suchita. Je m'appelle Suchita, votre enseignante de la langue française, and in this video we are going to practice the indefinite articles that we learned in the previous video. Before we begin with this video, I would like to introduce you to my website www.learnfrenchbysuchita.com, where you will find recorded courses for all your French language needs. We have courses for DELF A1, DELF A2, DELF B1, TEF TCF recorded course, French phonetics as well. We have special courses for our school students ranging from grade 5 to grade 8. We also have courses for university students who are enrolled in certificate course or diploma course in Delhi University. And finally, we also have courses for our school students who are aiming to appear for their DELF Prem or DELF Junior examinations. So hurry up and check it out. Okay, so let's just start with the video. And first, before we practice the indefinite articles, I would like to give you a recap of what we learned in the previous video. Although I'm dropping the link in the card above, you can just watch the previous video and just come back here. Okay, now there are three indefinite articles in French. Un, une, des. So all the objects in French are gender based. Okay, now the article that we have to use according to the object, that would be either masculine or feminine or plural. So we have to look at the object. Is it masculine? Is it singular? Is it plural? We have to look at that first, and then accordingly we have to put our article. So let's just start. I'll tell you, there are three indefinite articles in French: un, une, and des. Now, un we use for something which is masculine, singular. Une we use for something which is feminine, singular. And they we use for something which is plural. Okay, so when an object is singular, then you always have to see that it is masculine or feminine, but if it is plural, then you always have to put they. Okay, now here are certain examples that I've written. All of them are singular, so you will have to see whether it is masculine or feminine, and I'm going to tell you in advance that none of them is an exception. We'll do in a slide all the words which are an exception, but for now I have not written any word which is an exception. So let's just do, you are going to do it with me, so grab your notebook, your pens, and we'll do it together. So the first word is feuille, 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 feuille. Now it ends with an E, so the answer would be une feuille. Très très bien, bravo. Une feuille, because it's feminine, it's ending with E. Now oreille, oreille, oreille. Again, it ends with E. Un oreille, une oreille. Une oreille. Bravo, hein? Allez, on continue avec nez. Nez. Now, it doesn't end with E. Un nez, une nez. Un nez. Fantastique, hein? Vous êtes très intelligent. Allez, on continue avec fenêtre. Fenêtre, which means window. Now it ends with E. Un fenêtre, une fenêtre. Une fenêtre. Très, très bien. Allez, chaussure. 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 Un chaussure, une chaussure. Une chaussure. Ending with E. So we say une chaussure. On continue avec hôtel. Hôtel. In French, the letter H is always silent. That means we write it, but it's always mute. So, hôtel. Hôtel. Un hôtel, une hôtel. Un hôtel. Not ending with E. So it is masculine, which means a hotel. On continue avec magasin. Magasin. Magasin, which is a shop. Un magasin, une magasin. Un magasin. Très bien. Ok, rue, rue. Un rue, une rue. Une rue. Une rue. Ok. On continue avec gare. Ok, une rue, which means a street. Okay, a road or a street. Gare. Une gare, un gare. Pas une gare, parce que gare se termine par la lettre E. It ends with the letter E. Chanteur. Chanteur, chanteur, which means singer. So we say un chanteur, une chanteur. Un chanteur, bien sûr, parce que Il y a la lettre R. So you have the letter R. So that means it is going to be something which is masculine. So let's say ville. Chanteur, by the way, chanteur means a singer. Now, ville. Ville ends with the letter E, so we say en ville, une ville. Une ville, bravo. Une ville, which is a city. And finally, we have bibliothèque. Bibliothèque, which means a library. Now, it ends with the letter E, so we say une bibliothèque. Je répète, hein? Une feuille. So when you learn it along with the article. Do not just learn feuille, just make this a habit. Just make this a habit that you have to learn with the article. Une feuille, une oreille, un nez, une fenêtre, une chaussure, un hôtel, un magasin, une rue, une gare, un chanteur, une ville et finalement une bibliothèque. Okay, so now let's continue with some of the examples. I've written the same examples, but can you notice something which is little different from the previous one? Très bien. Now all of them are ending with S and therefore all of them are plural. Now I told you if it is plural, it is going to take the article they. Why? Because if it is plural, it has to take something, an article which is plural with it. So you say des feuilles. But in French, you know, the pronunciation of singular object and the plural object doesn't change. It is always same. So even if it was singular, we say feuille. And even if it is plural, we say feuille. So now, des feuilles. If you see, irrespective of the gender of these words, these nouns, I've written they in all of them because all of them are plural. Yeah. So des feuilles. Des feuilles, which means some leaves. Des oreilles. Des oreilles. Des oreilles, which means some ears. Des nez. Now here I have not added an S. The rule is, if your noun in singular form, if it ends with S or X or Z, then the plural remains same. So here nez was already ending with a Z in the singular form. So its plural will remain same. So if you say nez, in plural form, it is des nez, some noses. Des fenêtres. Des fenêtres, some windows. Des chaussures, some shoes. Des hôtels, some hotels. Des magasins, some shops. Des rues, some streets. Des gares, some train stations. Des chanteurs, some singers. Des villes, some cities, and then you have des bibliothèques, which means some libraries. So if it is plural, do not look at anything, masculine, feminine, exception, nothing has to be looked upon. You just have to put blindly they in that case. So now here I've quoted certain examples which are all an exception. So now since it is an exception, your rule will now become opposite. If your word will end with the letter E, then in that case, it is going to be masculine, and if it will not end with the letter E, then it is going to be something which is feminine. Okay. Now, the first word, mer. Mer. Mer, which means a sea. Now, it is not ending with the letter E. Un mer, une mer. Une mer. That's right, because it is an exception now. Une mer. Marché. Marché. That is something which is masculin. Alors, un marché. Un marché. Arbre. Marché, which means a market. Arbre, arbre, un arbre, une arbre. It is an exception, remember, so the rule will become opposite. So we say un arbre. Un arbre, which means a tree. Téléphone. Téléphone, which is with the letter E. It ends with the letter E, but since it is an exception, un téléphone or une téléphone, it is going to be un téléphone. Dictionnaire. Dictionnaire, it is going to end with the letter E, so we say un dictionnaire or une dictionnaire. We say un dictionnaire, since it is an exception. So you see, the rule becomes opposite. Caméra. Caméra. Caméra, which doesn't end with the letter E, so it is going to be feminine. So we say une caméra. Une caméra.
Radio. Radio. Un radio, une radio. Une radio, that's right. Impermeable. Impermeable, which is a raincoat. Since it ends with letter E, it is going to be masculine because it is an exception. So, je répète, hein. Une mer, un marché, un arbre, un téléphone, un dictionnaire, une caméra, une radio, un imperméable. And if I make all of them plural, let's say I add an S or S, I make all of them plural, then you do not have to care whether it is masculine or feminine. Then irrespective of that, you always put des mers or des marchés or des arbres.